Welcome to another Omenani series, which is Etobo Sigwe, Ezikolomo. Today I want to discuss on the mistake of our Igbo ancestors. Okay, before I proceed, please, I would like to use this opportunity to remind as many of you that are following me that of our Afiolo Extra. Afiolo is a festival that I organize yearly. The intention is for young Igbo people or cultural lovers to have a period that they will come together to enjoy, learn, network, and hobnob. So as usual, it's around August. So we've started preparation for this year's event. It's a 4 days event. You'll see with time I will start uploading some of the flyers and also those who are going to speak or some of the side attractions that we are going to have in this year's festival. So please, many of you who have been trying to see if you can reach out to me, I will enjoy you that this is a period that you can come to have one-on-one session with Ezikolomo, not just Ezikolomo, with other young dynamic Igbo cultural promoters and teachers. So wherever you are, I would like you to make our time for this year's festival. We have good and affordable hotels here in Nnewi. I would like to meet you during the period of this festival. As many of you that have been following this channel or my teachings here, I think we should have a time once in a year where we will meet face to face. And I strongly believe that this Afiolo festival avails us the opportunity for us to meet face to face and discuss. So please start making preparation for this year's Afiolo festival. I would like to see you there. You are going to learn, you are going to be energized, you are going to be entertained and well taken care of. Thank you. So today I want to discuss the mistake of our Igbo ancestors. The mistake of our Igbo ancestors. Our ancients, you say, those who do not know where the rain started to beat them, you will never know where the rain dried up on their body. No man, no matter how intelligent, circumspect, is devoid of mistakes. In fact, some actions that may appear laudable today can be seen as mischievous, miscalculating, and underwhelming tomorrow. I'm giving this premise because this teaching, if you go to those who follow me on my Facebook, I've written something about this, and it generated a lot of reactions, both positive and negative. Some people do not want to hear there are some things that our ancestors did not get right, but our people will say, no, I love my ancestors so much. I'm proud of them. If you are following me very well, you know that I'm a proud Igbo person. I'm a proud African. I'm a proud black man. But nevertheless, you must tell yourself the truth. You must try to look at things we did not get right, our ancestors did not get right, so that we'll be able to correct these mistakes. So this teaching today is to look at those things our ancestors did not get right. Quite all right, they got some things right. Quite all right, there are some mistakes. So let's look at these mistakes that appears as if it's still costing us today. So we are trying to cross-examine the actions of our ancestors to see the ones they got right and the ones they got wrong. Igbos, you say, nna mota nwa, nwa mota nwa, nyawundu ebi. That means if a man gives birth to a child and the child gives birth to a child, that's what they call eternity, the eternal life. So we are a continuation of our ancestors. We are an extension of our ancestors. So it behoves on us, if there is something that they didn't get right, for us, their children, to do what? To correct it. Remember, a shade is as strong as its weakest link. So that's why we are trying to look at this mistake. So to make sure that we strengthen every weak link and reposition ourselves, reposition the Igbo civilization to show that the Africans still have good thinking head on their shoulder. What did our Igbo ancestors got wrong? Number one, selling our own. Some of our ancestors, I repeat the word, some, not all, some of our ancestors, you know, Igbos, you say, so the mistakes of some of our ancestors does not mean that all our ancestors are guilty of these mistakes. But like the Igbos, you say, some of our ancestors engaged in kidnapping and selling of their own to the white man. Capturing your own kind, people you share the same skin color with, people you share the same mode of worship with, the same belief system, people you live in the same environment with, and selling them off to the white people, people you do not share the same skin color with, people that live in a very distant and far removed land that you don't even know where they live, people that your belief system is totally different from yours, and you capture your own cane and sell it to those kind of people. It was a great crime. It was a great atrocity. It was a great abomination. It was a great mistake. The selling of our own kind. Your fellow kit and cane. Selling of your own kit and cane to people you do not know anything about, strangers. It was a great crime that undermined the Igbo civilization and spirituality. I always say it repeatedly. Thou shalt not kill means thou shalt not kill your own kind. So you're not supposed to kill. You are not supposed to sabotage. You are not supposed to plan. You are not supposed to orchestrate anything, any action that will undermine deeply your own. Because slavery, selling of our own, was part of the things that led to the Igbo civilization. Most people do not know this. Our ancestors were engaging in slave trade with the white people before they decided to colonize them. You know how they say it in Igbo? Na-ekwe onye ekpenta n'aka, ọchọwa ka ebie ya ọma. Ebie ya ọma, ọchọwa nsusu. That's exactly what happened. We gave the room. We started it with trading with them. You know, selling of our own kind. That was the business we are engaging. Our ancestors were engaging with the white man. With time, it was not enough for the white man. The white man now decided to colonize these people that we are selling their own. So colonialism didn't come first. It was trade that came first. And through that trade of selling our own, we weakened our civilization because it gave room to the colonialism that followed thereafter. One of the signs of superiority or good thinking head of a strong person is protecting and preserving your kind. Capturing your kind to be a slave by the white was an act of sabotage. Do you think a white man will agree to capture his kind and sell to a black man? He might agree to capture his kind and sell to a fellow white man. But do you think he will agree? Today, up to today, if they want to perform some kind of experiment, they start looking for black people. Because we gave them that impression that we are expendable. The superiority complex of the white man up to today was given a big foundation by this very act. You do not sabotage your own to please an outsider. Don't ever sabotage your own to please an outsider. This does not mean you cannot disagree, you cannot fight internally. You can fight internally. But when dealing with an external force, you keep your internal squabbling. Protect yourself first and face the outsider. Was it in the present day Malawi? In one Nyasaland, I think the name there was in Nyasaland before the slave name had been given to these all African countries. There was this freedom fighter then that was fighting against the white people. Then the Germans and the British were trying to capture that place, to lay claim on who will colonize that place. And this person, this black man, was giving them trouble to make sure that they do not gain a foothold there. Do you know what the Germans and the British did? These were two opposing forces, opposing European interests, who are trying to capture this place, to colonize it. What they did was that they came together to destroy this particular black man. And after destroying it, they continue fighting on who is going to gain position, because I think that country was later colonized by Britain. You see how the white man came together to destroy a common enemy that they are seeing in a black man. But if he's a black man, you align with an outsider to destroy your own. We don't think correctly. It was a mistake our ancestors made. And it was well exemplified through slavery. Your job is to protect your own kind. So the superiority complex of the white man, thinking that the black man is expendable up to today, slavery is at the root of this kind of thinking. You do not sabotage your own to please an outsider. Even if you are not in good terms with your own, Incidentally, today, many African leaders, our presidents, so many African leaders are still aligning with the white to sell off their own because slavery have taken different dimensions today. They align with the white to exploit our natural resources, to destroy any African person who is saying something that Europeans do not find attractive. You join with all these Europeans to destroy your fellow brother, to sell off the person. Whereas when it comes to their own, they start protecting the person. The second mistake our ancestors did, what they got wrong, not being daring and adventurous. Our ancestors not being deliberate in searching out, discovering, and exploring this planet cost them a lot. Despite their intelligence, they were comfortable with their environment. They didn't think of exploring the universe to document their findings. This lack of adventurous spirit made them not to have the first interactions with the people who finally what? Civilized, supposedly colonized and civilized them, and totally corrupted their civilization. People will say that the best form of defense is what? Attack. Find out. Don't be comfortable. Explore. In our own adage, we say, our ancestors, through this proverb, admitted that the person who is exploring is better than the person who is sitting one place, no matter the age of that person. Today, we, the children of our ancestors, are still not deliberate in daring and being adventurous. We, their children, have not organized ourselves to explore and document the world from our perspective. When you explore, you document things from your perspective. When people come to meet you, they try to tell you their perspective to things. Truth is relative. I don't know why we find this thing very difficult to understand. Some of the things we have come to see as truth is what these people told us to be true. And they are saying all those things, they are teaching us all those things from their very own perspective. What is our own perspective? Where is our own theory to the creation of the world? What is our own physics theory? What is our own theory in respect to geography and this universe? I'm backing it up with the lessons we've garnered from exploring the world. We need to assert ourselves on the world stage. Our ancestors did not do this. People always say that our ancestors were intelligent, they were innocent, they are noble people, they don't want to exploit, they don't want to conquer anybody, they were not involved. I agree. But the truth remains that our ancestors did not assert themselves. They were okay. They were cocooned in their own box. They were comfortable in their own box. They didn't, I don't know what I should call it, low ambition. They didn't have this ambition, this organized, adventurous spirit to explore the world and document it and define what truth is from their own perspective, from their findings. What makes the people that are looking at superior race today is this reason. They ventured. Indeed, fortune favors the brave. And they defined what the world is from their perspective, how it's going to be beneficial to them. And today our children are still growing up and being taught the same findings of our colonizers. Today, you see Africans, if they experience bad leadership at home, they run away. It's as if the first things that a black man or we do whenever we encounter problem is flight. Flight instead of fight. Flight instead of fight. Once we are frightened, challenged, we take to flight. We take off instead of fight. Standing up to fight. And how can you fight when you do not have adequate knowledge of your environment, of your enemy, of the force you are contending with? At times we mystify some of those things with spiritual jargons. That's how God wants it. Who said so? Number 3, mistake of our Igbo ancestors. They were too secretive. They were too what? Secretive. A lot of our ancestors, Igbo ancestors, died with irrecoverable knowledge without passing it on. They say success without succession is failure. Yes, Success without succession is failure. If you succeed in finding out, understanding, demystifying root and herbs and every other thing, and die with that knowledge without passing it on, without documenting it, is a failure. Most of the inventions we are seeing today, we are documented and people come to improve on it. Some of them, the people that started it, we are not successful with it. But those who came after them picked up those research materials, dusted them off, and continued. There is breakthrough. We don't document. We are too secretive. We cover everything up with no even more. Some of our ancestors died, and we are buried with their wealth of knowledge, with their years of medical research and breakthrough. These were not passed on or documented for future researchers to continue from where they stopped. The reason for this is that many of our ancestors mixed the physical with the spiritual. They were not able to separate the sacred from their research. Up to today, you see a lot of people who have certain knowledge in Igbo land, to rainmaking, to healing, they're hiding all those things. Put those things down in books, document them. Bone setting, this is the leaf, this is this one. Document them. So another person can take up from where you stopped. Even if you don't want to make it public, you can create a kind of society around it. The way the Yorubas have created the Ogboni society. And let only those who you initiate into that system be the possessor of that knowledge. It is not all knowledge you hold. Yes, I agree with Ofekemalo. I agree with that. But any deep thinker must know how to codify their research, how to hide, mystify their research works, that it will mean nothing or have no appeal to the ordinary mind. That's how in secret service, they have Moscow, they have everything, they codify all these things. And it's only those who are members of that secret organization or spy organization that will understand the language being used. We Igbos of today, I'm making this teaching because I want young Igbos who are listening to me, who are following this channel, I need us to start looking at the mistakes of our ancestors. These three mistakes: selling our own, not being daring and adventurous, and being too secretive. Let's just look at these mistakes of our ancestors and see how we can correct them. This is a period of great reawakening for the Igbos. We should ensure we do not repeat these same mistakes of our ancestors. Kachifo. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share. I would like to hear from some of you. If you have any question, please, you can reach me through the number on the screen, or my email address, or my other social media handles. Thank you. Thank you.